Hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you are having a fantastic Tuesday. If you're tuning in live, hello, welcome. Let me know in the comments. Say hi to me and everyone else tuning in. If you're watching the replay, I'm so glad that you took the time to watch this broadcast. Be sure to still comment because I still hang out with you even on the replay. So don't be afraid to comment. If you're new here, because I have a lot of new friends and followers here on the page, if you're new here, this is a business talk show. We go live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Can you believe it? We were going, since January up to September, we were going 5 days a week. It's been awesome. We've been having a lot of fun with the show. The show's all about business, tech, and the user experience. So we like to break it up with the intro that you just saw, and then we'll have some random news coming up here in just a minute. Then we'll have a quick commercial break, and then we'll jump into today's content, which is going to be how you can grow your Facebook business page without ads. That's a big topic. And I want to make sure that you guys know that it is possible, and I'm going to share with you how to do that. First, we got to jump into random news. So while you guys are jumping in and saying hello and connecting with each other, I'm going to go ahead and share with you some random news. Take a look at this. Has anybody been to the Hearst Castle yet? It's in California. It's not that far from me, but it looks like I'm frozen, so that's like really cool. Let me go back. Okay, there we are. Let me see if I can get unfrozen from that picture. Okay, no, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out. There we go. So with Hearst Castle, like this is super cool, and not the price, not $1,000, but Hearst Castle, which I have not been to yet, I want to go, and no, that's not going to be a Hey Ed retreat. I'll tell you that right now. For those who are inside the Hey Ed community, this is not on our retreat list yet. But when Hearst Castle, it's a super cool place that's huge, very expensive property, and they're finally opening up their pool, the Neptune pool. Can you believe it holds, let me get down there, 345,000 gallons of water. So they're filling it back up because it's been empty for a while, and they're filling it back up. And check this out, $1,500 to swim for non-members. And if you're a member, hey, you get a little bit of a discount, $1,300. It's already sold out though, and it's up to 50 people. Is that not a trip? Like to swim in this big pool, $1,500. It's crazy. Yeah, Erica, why not? We're working our way up there, baby steps. Okay. I don't want to get I don't want to spoil you guys too much because I mean, let's face it, we got to work our way up there. I spoil you guys enough. I want to make sure that we remember where we came from. All right. So I'm going to switch back screens here for our next random news, which is This one's a fun one. You guys might have seen this on the page. For those who didn't, Turdy Works, the moose turds. This is a real business. And yes, you're probably scratching your heads. I will tell you, it's very interesting. This lady has made a business out of moose turds. I want you to listen, though. I'm going to play a small clip from this news segment because I want you to listen to how she describes how she created it in terms of not the turds, but the actual like branding and everything. So let me go ahead and unplug my headphones for you and turn up my volume. And let me go ahead and play this part for you.
From the stuff moose leave behind. Everyone takes a crap. Everyone goes to the bathroom, so everyone can relate to that. And the terms that I use to name these products are everyday terms that, people are used to hearing and stuff. So we just try to, combine the two to come up with something halfway decent that's funny, For example, the first thing that we make now, instead of a cuckoo clock, see, this is a poo-poo clock. And what we did see is we took them turns.
Okay, so did you guys hear that? Did you catch that? She said, besides the poo-poo clock, because you probably all heard that, but she said the reason why she named it that way is because it's terms people were already using. Okay? So, yes, this may be a really poopy story for a lot of us, trying to tie things in there and make you laugh a little bit. But if you listen to how she said that, though, she went with terms that people already use. That's the key when you're building your business, when you're building your products and your services. Many of you may be wondering why my membership is called Hey Ed. Because every time I got an email, and I still get this, email, text, Facebook message, anything where people are reaching out to me, what are the first two words that they say? Hey Ed, can you help me with XYZ? Hey Ed, do you know where to find this? Hey Ed, XYZ, right? So that's why I took that term, those two words, and I used that as my membership community because it does what? It provides business and tech support for people. And it's already using the words that they like and that are catchy and that's already on their mind. So the same thing goes with this moose turd business. It's definitely a very unique one. It's very niche specific. But the advice is pretty solid, right? No point unintended there. But it's pretty solid when it comes to the fact that she's using terms people already are using and to make it just tie into the actual product. The whole time I was watching that, though, because I've watched it a few times, I still haven't heard anybody talk about, does it smell? Because, who wants that in their house, especially a poo-poo clock? I don't get it. So anyway, there's that one. And then this last bit of random news here is a good one. Well, maybe for those who don't like shopping on Thanksgiving, but nearly 100 stores so far are expected to close for Thanksgiving. How cool is that? So it's very interesting that we're starting to see this. We've been seeing this trend happen, right? More and more. And there's a long list here. We've been seeing this trend happen more and more of stores being closed for Thanksgiving because people want to spend time with their loved ones. But if you also think about it, remember, because we're always thinking, if you also think about it, retail locations probably can save a ton of money if they're not open that day. Yes, they would make money if they were open and had those sales, but remember, if they're open and they have things on sale, are they really making money? Probably not. Especially because you have to think about, you have the lights, the employees, maybe security. You have all of these extras that you have to worry about during the business hours, before and after, because people got to stock the shelves and everything like that. So understand that it's not just, okay, we're open. It's all those things in the background. So this year, there's 100 stores so far. There's probably going to be more added to that list where they're going to close for Thanksgiving, which is super cool for families and for everyone there. But it's also, let's face it, it's also going to help them in their business because of what? Tell me, even if you're watching the replay, what is going to basically replace them being open that day in a retail location? You guys know the answer. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. While you do that, I'm going to take a quick sip of water because live broadcasting is a lot of work for those who are new and don't know. But let me know. By the way, if you're curious about this program that I'm using, how I can flip my screen and everything, it's on my tools page. It's called Ecamm Live. I'll go ahead and put the tools page in here, /tools. That is where you can find all the tools that I use and the programs that I recommend, including website stuff too. So there you go. So I know you're thinking it, you're probably typing it, but there's a little delay, so I'm just going to give it to you guys. Online stores. That's why it's important. If you're a business, you have a website. If you're a business that sells products, you have an online store, okay? You see the connection here? So when holidays come and you don't have an open location, many of you are probably just online business owners, but stick with me here. If you're not going to be open because of the too much overhead in those costs for the overhead, I should say, then you have what? Your online store, which is always open. So that's why it's important to have a website. Whether you're selling products or services or both, it doesn't matter. You have a website and then you build that out. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, off the top of the wall, like bonkers. I don't have the right words, but you know what I'm saying. You just have to have a website up with your basic info, and then if you're trying to sell stuff on there, then have some connections with buttons and an online store, things like that. If you need help, you can visit my website. I got packages to help you, and HeyEd members actually save on those packages, so there's that. But you have a website, and that's what these retail locations are probably going to do. They're probably still going to run sales on Thanksgiving Day. They're just not going to have the actual stores open, but they'll have the sales online, because what are we all going to be doing while we wait for the turkey or the ham to cook? And we're kind of tired of, listening to everyone in the family talk about, all the different things that they talk about. We're going to be here checking. We're going to be looking up Facebook. We're going to be looking up all the stores and seeing what sales they have, what time they open, all of that stuff. So that's the smart move to make. So think about that. Even if you're watching the replay, think about that as well. And we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with how you can grow your Facebook business page without ads. This is the time where you can share. You can also connect in the comments and let me know how you found me as well if you're new to me, because I want you to connect not only with me, but everyone else here. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. All right, welcome back, everyone. So I wanted to thanks, Erica. I know we're doing commercial breaks now. It's just so much fun, and it gives me time to set things up, even though we already had this set up. But it's a lot of fun, so I like it. So we're going to do a quick recap because we talked about this behind me on a previous episode, which if you're not on my newsletter, you should be, because I send you all of this in there in one email. It's really nice. Anyway, I'm just saying, when you head over to eddrexel.com, you can sign up. It's free. It's a weekly newsletter, and you get free business coaching as well. So there's that. Anyway, back to today's topic. So let's do a quick review, because we kind of mentioned it already, but you have your website. We just talked about that in random news. Many of you might have a business page. That's great. And then some of you may or may not have a Facebook group. But at the end of the day, everything ties back to your website. And of course, we all have personal profiles because we're all here. Speaking of which, I want to share this. Hey Ed members already got this in today's news, but I want to share this with all of you because it's super important that we understand the three pillars, basically, of Facebook. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you one more time. Well, not one more time. It's going to be a couple more times. But let me go ahead and share that with you. So I want you to know that Facebook is broken down into three main categories. Of course, they have a whole bunch of other stuff, but this is what we're going to focus on. Facebook has your personal profile. That's the technical term, personal profile. That's what many of you are using when you comment, like, or share this post out. Some of you are using what's called your Facebook business page. For example, Erica is using her business page for commenting, which is great. That means that people can go click on her name and be taken straight to her business page versus her personal profile. Then you also have what's called groups. So I broke it down: personal, business, and then groups are basically communities. So when you start thinking of it in these three categories, it totally should make sense and be able to make it easier for you when posting. So on your personal profile, your posts should be personal. It should be with friends, family, colleagues, and sharing things from your business page. So your business page should all be business. All business. Think of this as your storefront window. I've told many of you this before. Don't just sell, 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 though. I want you to ask and listen. That's a big one. Ask and listen. And we're going to go over a couple examples from my business page that I want to show you about engagement and things like that. And then you have your groups. Those are just basically common interests, and they can be personal or business. So keep this in mind and be sure that you look at that when you're thinking of these things. And I want you to start using the correct terminology. Personal profile. It's a profile. Business page. And then group. Really, most people understand the group part. Where the confusion comes in is many people confuse business page with personal page, but it's not. It's personal profile, business page. So hopefully that helps you with your confusion if you were confused about it, and hopefully it helps others if you share this out, tag them if you know somebody who's using the business page, let them know about this. All right, so we got all of this covered, including our personal profile. Now, what I want to talk about is how you can grow your page without ads, because as you know, up until September 15th, I think it was, I had no paid ads and didn't have anything. And then September 15th, I gave it a week to test 2 ads. They weren't for my business page, they were for my new course, and then I think Hey Ed. So I tested those out. You guys, I didn't make any big deal about it. I was like, here's $20, put in a couple things, and I just let it play out. It wasn't that great, but again, I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it either. But besides that, I haven't done any paid ads, and I've built this page up organically just from what? Showing up, delivering, and engaging the heck out of everything here. That is our key. That's that's my 3 core values, right? That's our secret sauce, though. That's how you're going to be able to grow your page without having to pay for ads. You have to just show up like this, be present, whether it's live broadcasting, whether it's in the comments, or just posting a regular text, or whatever it is. You have to show up and you have to deliver. Deliver meaning, what content are you going to provide? Not just sell, but what content are you going to provide that provides value? That's what you want to make sure. Erica says, I meant to ask how the paid ad test worked. Oh, yeah. So I didn't really do a whole comparison thing on the paid ad thing. It got a couple clicks, to be honest, for the course, but it didn't really do much for me. And again, I didn't put a lot of effort into it, you guys. So for the ads part, it's not a true test whether ads work or not. From what I've heard from others, it really depends on your business and what you're doing and how you do it. Of course, a lot of times people say that the ads work for them, but you have to dive a little deeper. What does that mean? Does that mean that they got more reach? Was that their goal, to get more reach? Was their goal to get clicks? Was their goal to get purchases, right? So when people say ads work for them, make sure you ask the follow-up question and dive deeper into that. For me, this was totally just on a whim, and I was just like, here, let's just try it. And I got reach, and I got 1 click. Well, maybe 3 clicks, I don't know. But they didn't translate into any sales, which is fine. It's not what I was going for. I was just curious how it worked. So you have to look at what your end game is for that. Now, for this episode, what we're talking about is how you can organically grow your page. And it's all about that show up, deliver, and engage that I teach you all the time, right? It's really that simple. Now, here's the thing, though. What you guys are mostly doing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, even if you're watching the replay, but what most of you are doing is this, probably. I'm going to hold this up. Don't judge me for my terrible handwriting, okay? I'm the tech guy. I'm not the handwritten artist. But posting business on your personal profile, right? How many? It's okay if you've been doing that. I mean, technically it's not according to Facebook, but I won't tell them. But you know what I'm saying. Like, it's okay if you raise your hand, a hand emoji, or you can say a friend of a friend has done that. But most likely you've been posting on your personal profile. Why? Because your business page doesn't get any action, right? It's like crickets over there. Well, it's only crickets over there because you're not directing people to there. Does that make sense? If you're posting on your personal profile, you're not giving them a reason to go to your business page. If I can just get it from your personal, why would I go to your business page? It's the same thing if, I'm going to use another example, hopefully I don't confuse anybody. It's the same thing if you think about your newsletter. If you were going to publish your newsletter as blog posts, but you want people to sign up for your newsletter, why? Why would I sign up for something if I can just go to your website and view it? Does that make sense, hopefully? So think about that and give them a reason why. It's what I call redirecting the conversation. Okay? So we're here, but we're going to go here, and we're going to say, so you're going to redirect. Probably shouldn't put a 2 here, so just cross that out. But you're going to redirect and you're going to post on your business page. Why? Because that's where it belongs, number 1, because it's business. But number 2, you're trying to build the engagement on this page. Sure, you can take this post and share it to your personal profile if you want. You've probably seen me do that before. But I will tell you, the more that you train yourself to go here and post, the more that you train your people from your personal profile to come here and engage. And we're going to see that. Deepa says, totally judging your handwriting. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible, you guys. That's why I type everything. So when you are doing this, you want to start redirecting that conversation. And it starts with you. Remember, you have to show up and you have to deliver. So where are you going to deliver that info? On your business page. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, I love when I see the viewer count go up during the live because I brought out this. I'll tell you guys right now. It's because I brought this out. We got some action going on. It's awesome. And I'm glad that you're tuning into the comments too, you guys, because that's where the magic happens. Remember, the magic happens in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you my business page insights. Oops, let me go. Got to get on the right screen. Okay, so I don't care about showing you guys this because I want to show it to you so that way you can see it. But you'll notice that, and I haven't refreshed this page when I started it, but you'll notice here is where you start seeing some big organic reach, especially this one. Look at, these are the reactions, and these are the clicks, comments and reactions, I should say. Look at these. They are huge in comparison to some, right? This one is really a popular one, and it's because I asked a question. I said, what is your least favorite thing about Facebook? This one is talking about the turdy poops that we talked about in Random News. This one, what are you working on tonight? Let me click on this one just to see, because I was working on what? Look, for this one I said, I'm working on 2 new outlines for some upcoming Facebook workshops, a beginner and intermediate, which I'm really excited about. While researching, I discovered an awesome new resource for everything Facebook, which I just shared inside the Hey Ed network. So my Edsters, those are members of my membership, they got access to that, right? This got a ton of engagement because I asked a question, and then I also gave info about what I was doing. So do you see that there's all of these posts are really asking what they're doing, what their interests are. Let's take another look here. This one was interesting because this one wasn't asking, but it still got decent engagement. And this was me simply selling, basically, the Hey Ed membership, right? So you can see that you can still sell. Obviously, it's a business and you want to share those posts, but you want to make sure that you go through and have things mixed in between. You want to ask questions. You want to be able to share what you're doing. You want to test different things. Right now I'm going live. Those were copy, just text, some of them. Some had links. Some had images. Like, you see that I test a lot of different things. I will tell you this past week, which today's only Tuesday, but I'm considering midweek last week, and then we'll say Tuesday to Tuesday. My page has had a ton of engagement compared to maybe last 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, because I'm constantly having my focus on the page, and I'm making sure that I redirect the conversation over to the page, right? And in my mind, sometimes I'm like, oh, this would be funny if I post this on my personal profile, because some things technically can just be the personal profile. And then I think about, well, wait, if this is really a good one, maybe I should post it on my business page, because if it gets that attention, where do I want it? I want it on my business page. So that's what you got to start thinking about. It's not just, let me just post this. It's, where should I post this? And is this going to get a reaction out of people? And if so, is this what I want for my business page? Now, the other thing that I want you to think about, and by the way, I should mention, after this broadcast, I'm going to get this uploaded to my website, so it will be on edtroxel.com, and then it will have an actual blog post as well. So I have it all written out for you guys. It's ready to go. All I have to do is package this up and publish it. So I'm fingers crossed I'll have that shortly after the broadcast. Sometimes it can take a little longer. But there'll be a blog post about this, which I hope that you drop a comment on that blog post later. So what I want you to do is I want you to show up on your business page. I want you to pick a day and time that works for you, because I know you're all super busy. I know you don't want to deal with trying to figure things out. So just pick a time and day, a day and time that works for you to show up consistently. So like, for instance, Ed Talk TV was consistently showing up 5 days a week Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? We did that all the way up to September. Then I decided to switch things up and just do Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That means that every Tuesday, I know I have to be right here at 4 p.m. with you guys to share some awesome knowledge, right? To help you grow your business. So with that in mind, I have that scheduled in my calendar. And then I also prep for that. So that's what I want you guys to start doing with your business pages. Doesn't mean you have to go live. If you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. Just pick a day and time that you can show up consistently. And believe it or not, you could figure out those posts in probably less than an hour of your time. So for instance, I like Sundays. I call them Sort Your Life Out Sundays. We do a lot inside the Hey Ed community around that. And that could be your day where you just say, hey, for a half hour, for an hour, I'm going to pick 4 posts that I want to write and share. And then when that day comes, you share it. Then you already have a month done. Now, it's not just sharing, though. Remember, that's the first part. That's what you have to do. You have to show up and deliver. The next thing I need you to do is follow up in those comments. Engage. If somebody comments, if somebody shares, if somebody likes it, what are you going to do? You're going to engage with them. You can comment back. Ask them a question. What did you like about this? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the comment. Hey there, how did you find me? You guys see me do this all day long. Here on the show, in the comments. If you're watching the replay, please comment because I'll still hang out with you. You guys see it all the time. You just may not be aware of just how powerful it is. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I'm here showing you. So I want you to make sure to do that this week. Pick a day and time that you can consistently show up on your business page and that you can post and run with that for a little while. Play with the times if you want. I don't care, but I'm just giving you a starting point, okay? I just want you to start. I want you guys to go from posting on your I want you to go from posting on your personal profile to posting on your business page. Remember, personal profile, business page. We want to make sure that we get those terminologies correct because it's going to be super important whenever we have trouble with whatever. We want to make sure we're using the correct terminology out there in the world so people know what we're talking about. So I hope that this was helpful and that you guys got a lot out of it. You can watch the replay. You can continue to comment. I'll jump in. Like I said, I'll have a blog post waiting for you here, hopefully within the next half hour or so, but we'll see how long it takes to upload this video. And if you can, when you're on the blog, drop me a comment so that way I know that you showed up over there, okay? By the way, I should mention for those who maybe have forgotten, when you comment here on my show, when you comment on my blog, you get indexed into Google with all of this. What that means is when people Google your name, you could show up higher in the Google search engine results because you're attached to me. Yeah, see? I'm looking out for you. I'm trying to bring you with me. But you gotta do the work. So the work is you gotta comment both here and on my blog. And then people will start to discover you. So you're welcome. All right, guys, I will leave you with this, and I hope to see you next week, same time, same place. If not, I'll see you inside the Hey Ed community. Boop. See ya.